Yeah, free socks.
Welcome to Free Socks. I'm your host, Nosferatu, and this is our After Hours episode. Because, you know what? I don't want to get into it right now. Welcome to Free Socks, and here's your co-host, as always.
The Owl Man. I don't remember what my name was going to be. I forgot. Sorry, listeners.
It's fine. We're going to jump right into Song of the Week because something really fucking cool happened. We both forgot to pick Song of the Week because we have the attention spans of gnats.
Daryl, don't you dare say it like that. Don't you dare say it like that. This is how the story really went.
Okay, for sure.
All right. Daryl saw this wild Twitter thing happen with some photographer he was being too big to be the photographer. Yeah, to like do photography for some band on their tour. And then Daryl ended up listening to one of their songs, and it was pretty sick. So we decided it's Song of the Week.
Yeah, and then we tweeted them, and they immediately tweeted us back and retweeted us and replied and liked the tweet. And then one of their fans also replied to the tweet and liked our tweet. And so we figured out a formula so we could just launch ourselves into the social stratosphere.
I guess, Daryl. It's also a good song, so you guys should check it out. Let's say what the song is, Daryl.
It's Fine by After Hours, the band After Hours. They're a pretty new band. I think they just went on their first tour. That was actually the whole point of like the photography thing. Like they tried to hire this photographer and told them all the parameters for the tour up front, and the guy was like, "This isn't enough money, and I don't want to do it. This is embarrassing." He basically tried to put them on blast or whatever, and they responded with like, "Dude, we had another photographer. It was awesome. This was a really great tour, and I'm glad you didn't come. We had so much fun. It would have sucked if you were there." And so I saw that, and I was like, this is an undiscovered band? Potential Song of the Week. And so I clicked and listened to their song, and it was actually pretty good.
It's a good song, everybody. So check it out. Song of the Week this week. It's Fine by After Hours. Check out our tweet. You can listen to it there on Apple Music. And,
we did post a link to the song.
We did.
Okay, so you want to get into this juicy topic I was talking to you about earlier, or now? You ready to get into it?
I'm sure, Daryl. Let's just talk about whatever, man. It's a free-flowing podcast.
It is a free-flowing podcast, you're right. We also are only at 2.5 minutes, so we definitely need to fill some of this fucking time. Okay, yeah, what I wanted to talk to you was another thing I saw on Twitter where, like, this dude was like, "You guys are out here buying premium Snapchat subscriptions when porn is free? What the fuck's wrong with you?" And I basically wanted to pick your brain on what you thought about premium Snapchats and their whole dealio. You didn't know what they were before I told you, right? You had no idea?
No, I had no idea what you were talking about. I thought this was like a legitimate like Snapchat premium service, like I don't know, like YouTube Red or something like that.
For anyone who doesn't know or is unfamiliar with the concept of premium Snapchats, basically you pay a fee, either once, like a lot at one time, or a nominal fee over a span of months to buy a subscription on like PayPal or Patreon or Venmo or whatever. And you pay a girl to basically send you nudes. But it's not just about that. A lot of the time, there's also like different packages. So you can get like one every few days, one every few weeks. But there's also ones where they like text you, where like they talk to you and pretend to be your friend. So if you pay $100
Oh, I have heard about this, dude.
you can pay
I've
a girl
actually
to be
heard
your
about
friend.
this. Yeah.
It's super
they like
weird,
pretend.
Right?
They pretend to be your... Well, I've seen ones where they, like, pretend to be your girlfriend. I've seen this on YouTube. People, like, try it out, and it's super weird. You get, like, a max 100 texts, and once they reach that, they just won't text you back. Like, it's super weird.
Yeah, like, that's bonkers. Like, I don't know why you would... It's confusing as to why someone would, like, spend money to just have someone talk to them. You know? Doesn't that sound just a little bit odd to you?
It is pretty weird. Some people are just that desperate for companionship, I guess, Daryl.
And the tweet also makes a very good point, is that all porn is free anywhere. And so what is the point of spending $5, $20, even $100 a month to get a still picture or like a 10-second video is the most you can get on Snapchat. I'm sure, right?
Well, I assume that these people are just lonely and they want some type of personalized experience. Feel like they have, I don't know,
Yes.
friends or whatever.
So it's more about the intimacy then. It's like about the connection, is what you're saying.
I mean, that would be my guess. I have no other idea why.
I mean, I was watching this documentary on HBO or whatever, and it basically said the same thing. Like, they had this sex worker on, and she was like, 90% of what she does really is just talking to people. Like, most people don't really care too much about the whole, like, sex part of it. They just want, like, a friend. And so they have to do a whole lot of, like, basically unsolicited therapy for, like, a bunch of people who are just lonely.
It makes sense. It's definitely pretty weird, but I mean, I guess it makes sense.
I mean, humans are social creatures by nature, and so they do crave, like, belonging and connection. But it's just strange that, like, you would have to pay to supplement that. Like, you weren't getting enough of that in your own life just regularly. So
I can
like,
see how that's possible, though, in the digital age where people literally don't talk to other people in real life at all.
Well, yeah, you can get whatever you want online now. So, yeah, it does make sense that people would use that to fill a need. But it's just, like, some of the stuff's so detached, but they still pay, like, an absurd amount. Like, there's just feet pic people. People who just send pictures of their feet to people for money. And that's like, you could Google pictures of feet if that's your jam. If your jam is feet, let me tell you, friend, everyone's got feet, and they're everywhere. Like, you can just go to a regular beach and pretend like you could do whatever, and you would get your fill. I don't understand.
But it's the personalized experience, Joe. That's what it's about.
I guess. So, Aaron, you said you had something you wanted to talk about earlier, right?
Song of the week, music, concerts. We could talk about concerts.
Oh yeah, what was the last concert you went to? You said you went to a...
Owen and I, our friend Owen, shout out Owen, friend of the podcast.
Shout out Owen.
Yeah, we went to a One Republic concert last week. Early in the summer, we saw a country music concert. Brad Paisley, for those of you into country music, I'm sure it's not many of you, but, you know. Yeah, concerts are great. Live music is just like
It's the
a great
best.
thing. Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's expensive,
It's
but
like-
it's great.
Yeah, like, who if you could see anyone in concert dead, any dead artist in concert, who would it be?
Freddie Mercury, maybe? Yeah, probably Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no. 100% Freddie Mercury.
He's an entertainer, but there's so many, like, Michael Jackson, Prince now. Lots of people that are great entertainers.
I never got into Prince's music. He's a swell guy, but I just never listened to any of his
Well, yeah,
music.
I never listened to his music either, but I heard he was a great performer.
I know. I'm thinking either Freddie Mercury or Michael Jackson, just because, like, if I were there to hear Bohemian Rhapsody live, I genuinely think I would like, my brain would explode.
Same, dude. Exactly same.
I don't know how I would be able to process the emotions I'd feel hearing that, like, when the opera, having a full actual live opera, singing the last part of the song. No, like, that's not just him. That's a whole group of people that they got.
That would be phenomenal. That would
Yeah.
be a life changer for sure.
Like, even, like, minor concerts where I didn't think I'd be all that hype. Like, I saw Kanye West live, and
Oh,
after
did
I
you?
saw that, it changed my whole perception of like, I was like, you know what? He's allowed to act like that now. It 100% rationalizes all his behavior. I just saw that.
Oh my gosh.
I saw that in person. Okay, you know what? I understand. It makes sense. If I were doing that, like his last tour, he had a floating stage, so that, like, it was just like I think a 10 by 10 slab of concrete held suspended by wires over the whole crowd.
Oh yeah, I think I saw this on the internet. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
And it's
I've seen a
just
few
him
people
on
do
stage.
stuff like that, but that's
for hours.
probably better.
You know how insane you have to be just you on stage for hours? You're the only source of entertainment for hours, Aaron.
Well, I mean, when you have a head as big as Kanye's, I can see how that works.
How do you not run out of shit to do? Even if you do all your set lists, it's just you up there.
Well,
Like,
I
how do
don't
you
know,
not freak the fuck out? Like, I don't know. It was amazing. I wasn't even excited to see Kanye before he came on, and then he did a song, and I was like, "Oh my god, wait a minute, this is the great like." You don't think every song you hear from an artist is a banger until you hear it live, because when you hear it live, every single track is a banger.
Absolutely.
Like, you could see a Taylor Swift song, and even the saddest Taylor Swift song is a banger live.
Daryl, don't get me started. Don't get me started about Taylor Swift live.
Did you see her live? You saw her live, right? You and Steger both saw her live?
Yeah, I've seen her twice now. I saw her on her 1989 tour and her Reputation tour. Steger saw her on the Red tour. I'm pretty jealous about that because that was the real banger.
Red would have been a one to see.
Red's probably her best album. Hot take.
Yeah, I can see that. I think the first concert I went to was a Hollywood Undead concert, but they were the headliner, so there was like 6 or 7 different like just rock, like varying genres of levels of rock bands. So there was like a death metal one, and then there was sort of like a pop punk one, and then there was sort of like an alternative Good Charlotte type one. Like there's so many different types of bands, and then Hollywood Undead came on, and it was the first time I was like, whoa, all these songs I need to own for myself in my. It was the first time I was like, I have to buy this music. I never think about buying music, but when I'm at a concert, I'll buy a fucking CD.
I don't know.
Even
That's
if I
probably
have all
the
this
best
stuff
part
for
of the
free.
digital age, of streaming music. It's so easy now. You can listen to anything you want.
Yeah, no, but
Don't
I
have
like
to buy
having
it.
physicals. I like having physicals.
Yikes! The only thing that'll get me to buy something physical is vinyl.
I feel that.
Vinyl's pretty cool.
It's just, I don't know, I just like having physical stuff.
Yeah, that's fair, Daryl. That makes sense.
Because I don't know, I like to think that if I leave this earth, I would like to bequeath my items to people.
Yeah. So when your great-great-grandchildren receive your CD and don't have a CD player to play it, they'll definitely they'll think of you.
Aaron, I'll also have a CD player for them to use.
Okay, Daryl. Okay, if you say so. You have a CD player on you right now?
Yes.
I absolutely do not have this. I don't know where okay, the car. That's the only place I have a CD player.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, yeah, I have a CD player right now. It's a car.
Wow.
Play CDs,
okay.
tapes, whatever, you name it. And streams. Got Bluetooth.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was just playing Overwatch with our friends. I was doing okay.
Oh,
That game's
nice.
too hard.
Overwatch, great game. You know what's a better game though?
Are you gonna say Black Ops 4 the beta? You're gonna say Black Ops 4 beta?
I wasn't going to say that, but that is a better game. But no, I was going to say Red Dead Redemption 2, because that's what we're
fuck
talking
yeah.
about for the gaming segment right now. Even though
Oh.
neither of us have played it. I don't think anyone's even played it besides, the developers at this,
Yeah.
at this point.
No, it's gonna be a pretty I think it's set to top Grand Theft Auto 5 for at least a little
Oh,
while.
no
I don't think it's
way.
gonna outsell it, but I think it's meant to replace it for the time being. Like there's gonna be dumb hype. Because the campaign's always cool for Red Dead, but I think this one, because remember on the last one there was an online thing where you could sort of like roam around.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little bit further ahead in the timeline for Red Dead, so it's going to be a little bit more urban. And so you can definitely start doing like more. Like I think they're going to do the online shit because they saw how well the online did for GTA 5.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that Rockstar would like just go story mode for something as big as this. Plus the game looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks stupid good. And all the systems that they've been like going into deeper detail about recently, like as the game comes closer to launch, just seem like so great. Just
Like
seem
what?
so so deep. Like the characters are like they actually like remember you.
Oh,
what
and it's
you're
an
doing.
AI thing.
Yeah,
Instead of-
but it's like I
instead of
think it's
NPC.
smarter than any other video game at this point.
Oh, that's sick.
I saw.
I think
a video
I think
about it
they
on
first
IGN.
did that in Shadow of Mordor. Or whatever.
Oh yeah, they had like the Nemesis system that did that weird thing similar, I think.
Yeah, it's like the people remember you. You could like leave an impression with a certain orc or whatever. But yeah, I think that's sick. I like that people remember you. Yeah, I saw the thing where you could let someone die or save them.
Oh
Whatever.
yeah. If they're like hanging off a cliff, you could be like, nah, I'd rather not.
Yeah. Plus, I think they are gonna focus a lot. Like they're gonna do so much multiplayer because, like GTA has been giving out, and I think all the content's gonna be free too. Like all the updates and shit. Like when they keep
But yeah,
adding
they'll
stuff.
just do the same thing they did with GTA, where they make all their money off microtransactions with the shark cards.
Which was so much fucking money. It's so much. It's outrageous.
Yeah, I don't think no media ever has made more money than GTA 5.
Yeah, it made $6
Don't quote
billion.
me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's
no,
true.
no. You're right. You're 100% right. No media has made as much money as GTA 5.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
So of course they have to like go deep into the online stuff for Red Dead, just based on pure like numbers.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen like anything about the online. I don't think they've had much like to say about it yet.
I think because they're doing like such a big story that they want people to care about the story first before they're just like, oh yeah, the online's what you're actually gonna be playing. Because I feel like
that's what happened to me on GTA. I didn't play the story at all. I went straight to online.
Yeah, and they spent like that campaign for GTA is like a pretty good sized campaign. Like, it will take you a few days to beat. But oh shit, dude, I know we talked about it last week, but I finally got a freighter in No Man's Sky, and let me tell you, I'm rich now. I have so much more money.
I didn't play No Man's Sky until this week, and it's actually really fun. It lived up to Daryl's hype. It's a very fun game. You should play it if you get the chance.
The level of fun you have when you get like before freighter to freighter is exponential, because I grinded for like 21 hours to get 2 million units in the game, and within 2 hours of owning the freighter, I was at 8 million. And you just do regular ass missions, and then you like level up, and you get like, instead of money, it gives you random ass components that you could use for crafting, but I don't have the things you can make with it. I don't have the blueprints or whatever, so I just sold it, and it's like, this is worth millions and millions of dollars. So it was like, fuck yeah, I have like so many ships. You can like send your freighter on missions or whatever, and so it makes you units whenever you do shit. So it's like 100%, like, it almost makes the game. Because the grinding
really cool,
does
though.
get tedious, but it's so fucking fun.
It sounds fun, and the game's just like beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
General. It's very good looking, similar to Red Dead.
And it's the biggest game of all time. Like, literally, no game comes close to how big this game is.
But it's cool because you can still play with your friends.
You can play with your friends, and it's super shit. Like, the system for playing with your friends is so easy, because Aaron had never played before, but like, it puts you in different systems at first. Like, everyone starts on a different random ass planet, and I joined his game, and I was immediately on his planet. I didn't have to travel there, and that was like so much easier, because normally you have to like get fuel so you can jump through hyperspace to like go to different galaxies, but I was just on it. And then when I went back to my game, I was on my planet. I didn't have to travel at all. So they did the multiplayer right. It's not a hassle to play with friends.
Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff in No Man's Sky and Red Dead 2.
What's another huge game that's coming out very soon? I mean, we talked about Spider-Man, talked about No Man's Sky. You have the Switch, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
You gonna get Pokemon? I know Owen's been talking my ear off about Pokemon.
Yeah, Owen loves Pokemon. Shout out Owen, friend of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's very excited for Pokemon. All of our friends seem to think Pokemon's like the greatest thing ever, and I don't like disagree with them. I just like, I don't have the same.
You don't have the drive for it. You don't care that much.
Well, it's just like they all played it as kids, you know. So it's like the nostalgia, yeah, for them. Yeah. And for me, like, I played one game when I was a kid, and I wasn't even super into it like they were. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, I'll play it to, like, I'll get it just so I can play with you guys, but not super into it. But I love the Switch. There's a lot. Mario Party, love that game. Super Smash Brothers, fun game as well. All kinds of fun games on Switch.
Like, Smash is like a kind of big esports game, right? Like, that one's huge.
It is, but I think most people are still playing the GameCube version. I forget what it's called. Melee or whatever. Yeah, that's like.
Is there even online on the GameCube?
No, there's not. It's just like I'm pretty sure they have big tournaments with like a bunch of GameCubes, and they all play that version. Like, it's just the most popular version. I have no idea why. There's a bunch of like newer versions of the same game that are like better and updated, but I don't know. They just like that version.
I think it's because they change out the maps. I think the OG map, like the Melee maps, are honestly like kind of like my favorite. They're
Are
tight.
they?
They're tight as fuck. Yeah. But
They like
yeah,
they
Melee's a
bring
cool
back
one.
maps a lot though.
They do, but I don't think it's like to the extent like I think they do try and update them or whatever. Like you know how they did
Yeah.
Nuketown 2025 instead of just
Yeah.
here's Nuketown. You
Yeah.
know?
True.
Yeah, I played. I haven't played the Black Ops 4 beta, but I recently, like a few months ago, I got Black Ops 3, and I started playing through the campaign while the multiplayer installed or whatever. And
Yikes! I
it's
didn't
pretty.
play the campaign.
You'd never play campaigns, do you?
I don't. I play for the fun, Daryl. I don't play for the story unless I'm playing an actual story game like Spider-Man or I don't know, The Last of Us. Those type of games.
Yeah, I'm stupid hyped for Spider-Man still. Like
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna disappear for like a year when that game drops.
Oh yeah, well at least for the week. I'm beating it in the week. I wanted to beat it in the night, but there's just like so much stuff in that game apparently.
Oh yeah, no, dude, you're not gonna beat that shit in a night. You'd be
I know,
insane.
I know. Well, I wanted to. That was the dream, but there's like they've
Why would
just
you want to beat
outdone
it in a
themselves
night?
with
I
how much
love
content.
spacing out. Like when I get excited for a game, I love spacing it out. So it's like
I do too, but even still, like it's just I don't know.
I like
Just for
getting
the sake of
enveloped
it.
in the world, so I think about.
That's
the
what I'm
lore
saying,
when
and
I
I
go
think
to
that's the
sleep.
best way. Like that's the best way to be enveloped in the world is to just take it all in one sitting and like not take yourself out of it.
Okay. So what do you think the future of gaming is going to look like? You think we were talking about this the other day. You
Yes,
don't
we
think
were.
it's going to be Ready Player One stuff, right?
I don't know. I don't know, dude. Like that, it just doesn't seem feasible to me. I don't see people
You
playing.
see, I don't think so either. What I'm thinking
Yeah.
is more like instead of like where you move and the character moves, I think it's going to be more of like a neural thing. So like you put your brain into the digital body, and so you think whatever the character's thinking, and you control that. That's bad audio.
God bless you.
That's fucking
bro.
bad
God
audio.
bless you.
Fuck.
We'll see. We'll try to edit that in post, ladies and gentlemen.
I hope so. That's terrible audio. Whew. I'm gonna go get a drink. You keep talking, Aaron. You fill this dead space, so we get a drink.
All right. All right, everybody. While Daryl gets a drink, this podcast is brought to you by Audible. That's right, audible.com. Everybody gets a free book on audible.com. Go down to the description below, click the link to go to audible.com/freesocks.
Oh my
code
God.
FreeSocks.
Jesus.
This
Okay,
week
but
I've been
seriously-
listening to Why A Students Work for C Students by Robert Kiyosaki.
Are you seriously
So
reading
check
that
that
book?
out on Audible. Yeah. Well, I'm listening to it on audible.com.
I'm listening to a book, but I don't want to talk about it because it's a really fucked up book.
Okay, well maybe we'll have a once Audible actually sponsors us, we'll talk,
we'll talk about
our
our books.
audiobook listening.
If you are looking for a really fucked up story, that's like 100% true, but like the most fucked up thing you'll ever hear, listen to Pimp by Iceberg Slim. It's literally the most harrowing tale of like life in the 70s in America, and just how gruesome the prison system and the ghetto can be.
Yikes,
On
that's not
Audible.
at all what my Audible book is about. But that's fine. We'll speak of that at another time. I don't even remember what we were talking about before you had an asthma attack, Daryl.
We were talking about video game stuff, so I was talking about like how instead of like having a suit like in Ready Player One where like you have to move and you're basically doing the motion capture for a character like in real
Yeah.
time, I was thinking like a headset where like your like it's like a neural thing, so your brain sort of links with the character in game, so you don't have to move but you control all their movements.
Maybe. I mean, gaming
Like a
could get
drift
to that
type
point.
thing.
That's just that
far
technology
off.
seems so far off. That's
It
super
is far
far
off.
off. Never. I don't even think in our lifetime could it get to that point.
No, I think because they have these things like a few years back, I saw these headsets where like it took your brain power and made it so it activated a magnet in a ball, and so you could lift the ball up and down using your head. You couldn't tell it where to go, but like it registered your brain power, and then it and it sent a signal to the ball. So there's the technology to like read it and then translate it somewhere else, but getting very specific, like certain thoughts for a character, I think that's something that like would be too, like that's difficult. So
Yeah,
you know
that
how like
is
in
very
VR
difficult.
it's like just the control, like you have a controller to actually move around so you don't have to walk.
Yes, sir.
I think it could start off with something like that and then get more and more hands free as time progresses. So you
Well, I
have the
mean, that's where
headset
we are
already.
now, isn't it?
Yeah, but like instead of like you having to move your arms around and stuff to do it, it's just sort of like instead of like handsets, it's just sort of like you look around and you
It's
tell
like
it
in
where to
your
go.
head.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Maybe eventually, I don't know. That just seems so like crazy. The real question is, will VR take over like console gaming as it is like today?
I
Like
think
I don't know. Maybe at some point, but I don't know. It's
I
hard to
think
tell right now.
I think you have to have like a really good breakout VR game for it to happen because right now everyone's being very tentative about it, you know? Like if Skyrim had come out like at launched at VR, I think people would have fallen in love with VR off the bat. Because like
Yeah.
because Skyrim's released on so many different systems and stuff, the people have already seen it all and played it all, but like as immersive as Skyrim is, if you had done that in a fully first person experience where you're seeing it through your own eyes or whatever, that would have changed the whole way people look at VR. Like they would have wanted all gaming to come like that.
That's
You know?
true. That's true. Well,
And
the
I
problem with VR right now is mostly accessibility and like
just
immersion, like you just talked about. It's just not there yet, like how it is with a TV and a controller.
it's not like I don't think it's for every genre either. Like I don't think it's for puzzle games. I don't think it's for shooters. I
I
don't
don't
think it's
know
for a lot of
though.
shooters. I don't think it's for
Well, shooters eventually, but puzzle games, like there's some pretty neat puzzle games on VR. I've heard. I don't like the closest thing I've tried out to VR is when you and I went to Fry's Electronics. So I don't really I can't speak much of VR, but I've heard about some good puzzle games on VR.
I just think like strategy games, like what Logan plays, like or Crusade or something.
Oh yeah,
Whatever.
definitely not those types of
Yeah,
games.
no, I think
Absolutely
it
not.
like it has to start off with like very immersive RPGs. So like you, like and the story built around like you. You know, and I think another thing that bums me out about gaming is like RPGs stop meaning like role playing and more like character customization and leveling up. You know, like I don't think that makes the whole RPG. Like RPG should mean like your choices and actions influence the way the game goes. And I love games that have that system built in where it's like, all right, I'm picking to choose these guys over these guys. That's going to affect the end credits scene. That's going to affect the end of the game. Like my favorite RPG of all time is Dragon Age Origins because it's like if you play it a certain way, you could wind up being the king of the country. And that's just
I've
one
heard
way
that
for the
about that
game to
game.
end. It's like like the most varied experience. Like every single playthrough you have is going to be vastly different based on like your class, your playstyle, and your choices. And I love that and I want that in all RPG games.
Well, that's interesting, Daryl. I'm not much of a RPG gamer myself, so I can't really speak on the topic. But yeah, I mean, I could see VR going that way. I could also see it lending itself to games that I play, like the shooter games and the I don't know, just any of the massive multiplayer online games or whatever they call
You think
it.
VR should be should be like an MMO thing?
Well, I mean, eventually, not now, but like once it's more accessible and like immersive, like because walking right now in VR, like you can play Skyrim in VR, but you have to like point and click where you go, and I heard it's like nauseating.
Oh yeah. And, like there is like a learning curve with the technology, but I do think like eventually we'll get to where it's like you have to work out the bugs, but I think eventually you'll get to a point where it's like you have a controller that does your movements or whatever, but like when you're seeing something, like when you see to look around in the world, like that's you. The only thing that's different is like you have to just tell yourself where to go.
Yeah, that's fair. I just don't know how they'll do it, but that's they'll
I think
find a
that's
way
just a
in a
button
few years.
system. It's like I don't know.
But that's still, even still, like moving in a picture like so close to your face and feeling like you're moving but not actually moving. That's what makes you sick.
oh yeah, it's disorienting as fuck.
Yeah, so you need to find a way to actually move, like the little treadmill thing in that movie, Ready Player One.
The
Like that
treadmill
has to be a
thing's
thing.
it's like a cool concept, but I don't know. Like imagine like if you like okay, say you get scared or something because some monster shows up and you just want to run away. Are you just gonna take off on that treadmill?
Yeah, duh. I mean, you could press off. I don't know. That's why let the engineers and scientists figure that out, dude. Let them figure it out.
You're 100% right. we've talked everyone's ears off about video games, and we're
Yeah,
not
they
a video
probably
game
don't care anymore.
podcast.
But that's
Yeah,
fine.
no.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, this is
That's
for
why
us.
we're moving on to our next topic.
You want to dive into the questions? Because we got, like, a bunch of questions.
I'd love to dive into the questions, Daryl. Great idea. What do you want to start with, my man?
From our friend Logan Griffith, before you say the hurtful nickname you say about our other friend.
Let's not right now, Daryl.
Yeah, no, let's not. I won't. He said, what do you think about Alex Jones being banned on YouTube and pretty much all forms of social media where he does his stuff?
Oh, yeah. You told me about this question, and I said it was a bit too political, but I say we talk about it anyway, due to lack of questions.
I didn't know you said it was too political. What?
I mean, it's not, I don't know, it's
we're not gonna
political
talk
for this
about,
podcast, but...
I mean, it's kind of
interesting,
political,
though.
but, like, it's
It's
like,
for
I don't
sure an
think
interesting
anyone...
topic.
I don't think anyone's gonna be like, you said something bad about Alex Jones. You guys are like, no. Like, we're not friends with any lunatics who are like info warriors. I think we're okay.
All right, Daryl. Fair enough.
Yeah. So basically, if you're not in the know about politics like I am, you don't know that Alex Jones, lunatic and sociopath, who doesn't have custody of his children anymore, recently got banned off all forms of social media like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Like, they took all his stuff down, so he can't do InfoWars anymore, because he was using InfoWars to tell people to bother the Sandy Hook people, because he's a conspiracy theorist and he thinks that Sandy Hook, that massacre of children, was staged so that people could take away guns. And he said that a bunch, and then he called all the parents of those children crisis actors and told his fans to harass them. And so they did.
Yeah.
All his fans did. And so because of that, a judge decided that he's not a good father and he doesn't get to have kids anymore because he wanted to bother people who lost their kids. So they took his kids away from him. And I think that's good. I don't think children should be raised in that environment. I think banning him is good.
Yeah, I'm not here to slander anyone, but it is an interesting topic. Like, this dude's definitely doing some shady stuff. And it's interesting that all these tech companies are, like, making it apparent that they can't support that in any way. So, but it's like the same argument as with, like the Roseanne and the James Gunn stuff, where people are getting fired for doing, like, for saying weird stuff. Well, it's not really similar, but...
It's not really similar because he wasn't apologizing. Like, he was.
Well, yeah, no, but it's just, like, it's interesting that, like, companies have to cut themselves off from these people so much now, like, more so than it felt like they did in the past.
It's because they're so public. Like, they're public figures, and, like, once you're, like, in the public for a really long time, you say a lot of stupid shit when you're first starting out, and then people are like, and there's no accountability for that stuff in the past, but because it's been out for so long, and we're in a society where people are looking to,
we
like...
do live in a society, Daryl. That's true. We do live in a society.
I'm glad you picked up on that. Yeah, we do live in a society. No, like, people are always looking to, like, if I disagree with you politically, I'm going to look for something you said that was, like, messed up in the past so that I can take you down so people will, like, boycott you. Because that's
it's not really similar in that sense, but it's, like, just the idea of having to, like, completely get rid... Like, you can't have a YouTube channel, you can't have anything, because if people think that YouTube supports that just because we let you have a channel, then we're gonna lose a lot of money. So
well, if they
catch you later, fella.
YouTube can't let you make money off of what you're saying if people don't like it, like, because you still make money for YouTube with your views or whatever. You bring that ad revenue, and so YouTube is no longer allowed to profit off you, because that means, like, you're technically in business. They're in business with you, and you're in business with them.
Yeah.
So you have to distance yourself from people who are pariah. Which makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
It makes
it
sense
does
to
make
me.
sense. It's just an interesting time we live in, Daryl, in this society.
Yeah, we do live in a society that is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm worried about that. I've stated publicly many times before, if I said something on a social media platform, I meant for people to see it, and I meant what I said. So guess what? If you find a tweet from 2014 and you're like, Daryl, I take issue with this, well, that's unfortunate. I probably meant for someone to take issue with it, and it might just be you right now. It might be you. It's unfortunate for you.
That's interesting.
reaction.
So what exactly was the question again? What do we think about it?
Yeah, what do you think? How do you feel about it, Aaron? Do you think he should have been booted off, or do you think that's too far? It's violating.
No, I think
his
it makes
free
sense.
speech.
Like, it's fine. All these companies should distance themselves from people who don't share the same message as they do, and that's really it. That's all I have to say about it. What about you, Dale?
Yeah, no, you already know where I stand on Alex Jones. He's a maniac.
Yeah, we heard you, Daryl.
And I think more companies should start doing that, just because reasoning with people who do bad shit isn't really in the question. It's not something that you can do. People say stupid shit all the time and then backpedal a little bit, but then keep saying it. You know, they just won't say it to you anymore. So, like, if you make it so they can't make money saying it, they usually find out it's no longer worth it to keep saying this dumb shit. And they find something else to say. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true, Daryl.
Like, so you just gotta hit them kind of where it hurts. Like, okay, is this really important to you, or are you just saying it because it's making you money? 'Cause if you're just saying it because it's making you money, then we'll take away the money and you can just fucking disappear. And I'm gonna pull
that's
up
a good point.
the questions Owen sent in, bastard.
Oh, I have them ready. If you want to start with number one.
Okay.
Question one from
I
our
said if
friend
we got
Owen.
to 10 questions on the Twitter, I said
Oh
if
yeah,
we got to
Daryl
10
tweeted
questions,
this.
I will pierce my ears. And Owen sent in 10 questions at once. And now...
Yeah, he found the loophole.
Yeah, he found
Owen
the loophole.
definitely found the loophole. Daryl needs to tweet more carefully. If you guys notice any odd tweets on our account, please do not think twice about it. It's just Daryl. So we're working on that. We're working on that in our social media department. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, the IT guy, the intern we have running our Twitter, just gets drunk every once in a while, and she just loses her shit. Don't worry.
All right, Daryl.
She's been reprimanded. It's fine.
Let's answer Owen's 10 questions.
All right, you got the first one? What's the first one? Hit me with it.
Well, I have all 10 of them right here. Question one: is it hard to make a podcast?
Absolutely. It's the hardest undertaking creatively I've ever done, because I've only done one thing, and I barely do that functionally. It's so hard. So I had to bring in Aaron.
It's not that hard. It's not very hard, but Daryl's he's scatterbrained, and he also is a little too honest on the podcast sometimes. But it's okay. We're figuring it out.
Aaron, we have to be honest. This is the only place.
Well, yeah, we do need to be honest, but we shouldn't be telling our viewers, like, I don't know, like,
that this is hard.
We're gonna tweet these people, and then they're gonna retweet us, and then we're gonna get viewers off of that.
Well, that's the point. That's the plan.
Or tell them we need to fill in time.
It's a little fourth wall break. You saw Deadpool, how wildly successful both movies were.
Yeah, they were pretty wildly successful. Okay.
So we have to do that.
Maybe we'll see if people like that. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to do a poll on the Twitter, see if people like that fourth wall break style. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not too hard to make a podcast. Daryl says it's hard. I don't think it's that hard. The hardest part is to find the time.
Yeah, finding time to record would actually be the hardest part, because we have very different schedules. I work like in the sometimes I'll close, and then the day after I'll open, so it's like I'll have no time in between. There's no window to record. And like tomorrow I close, so I have I can stay up all night tonight and record and do stuff. But editing is also kind of a bitch. Well, it's not really a bitch, because all I have to do really is just put Aaron's audio in with mine and then add the theme song. But if we want to do anything beyond that, it's kind of dicey. What's question two?
Question two: is this something you enjoy, making a podcast?
Yeah, exponent. This is honestly one of my favorite. It's my favorite hobby. I have a lot of hobbies, and this is my favorite one, because it's there's an immediate it's creative, and I get to do stuff, and I'm hoping people enjoy it. An audience is an audience no matter how small, but it's pretty fun. Aaron, what do you think? This is fun, right?
Oh yeah, I think it's fun. I really enjoy doing creative things like this. I wish that I had more creative things to do like this, but this is I find a lot of fun in these type of ventures.
Yeah. What's question three?
Question three: how many average listeners do you have?
This is a little personal. We're gonna pull back the curtain even more. The average listener per episode, it's weird, because the episodes sort of spike whenever we release a new one. So all the original ones get a boost in plays and get a boost in downloads whenever we drop a new episode. So the latest episode we dropped off, the Bigfoot effect or whatever, is it's currently at like 16 or 17 downloads. But like one I released a few months ago, back when this was still distinctly Daryl, is at like 40. And I think it's because people just sort of cycle through. Like on iTunes, it'll like download all the ones that get released on people's phones, and then it'll just go to the next one once you finish an episode. So I'd have to say anywhere between 20, like I'd say 19 to like 26 is about the average per episode, but it spikes every time we drop a new one, so it keeps climbing.
But yeah, that's the idea, is that it keeps climbing, hopefully. But yeah, it's not too many. It's pretty humble right now. But what's the biggest one, Daryl? The Tyler episode you have?
The Tyler episode has the most downloads at 40. And then the next highest one is at like 33, and I think that's either the Jasmine episode or the first Julio episode. I don't know why people like those ones so much. I guess it's because Tyler's really handsome and charming. And
yeah, that was our conclusion. Tyler is handsome and charming, and that's why he gets lots of listeners. So Tyler, you want to be a guest on the Free Socks podcast, just let us know at givemefreesocks@gmail.com.
He has both our phone numbers. I'm pretty sure he has both our phone numbers.
Or contact us on the phone.
Yeah,
We'd love to have you, Tyler.
Or we'll probably text you to have on whenever our numbers start dipping a little bit. We'll be like, Tyler, we need to boost get on.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is not what we should be saying to our viewers.
Aaron, it's a fun joke between us. It's like a little winky wink, like, hey, wink. It's fun.
Question
and
4 from Owen. These questions count, right?
These questions,
yes, they do count. They do count towards the 10 questions.
They do count.
Yeah, they do count.
I should have added some stipulations.
Yeah,
and
therefore Daryl must get his ears pierced.
Which I will do. And I'll take a picture of it and I'll show you guys. I actually did a poll to see whether or not I do hoops or studs to like start off. And I think I'm going to do studs first and then buy hoops later.
Cool. Question 5. Have you been banging any chicks, Daryl?
Me? No. Never.
Alright, question 6. No, I'm just kidding. Anything else to say about that, Daryl?
My family listens to this podcast, so the official answer is no. But the realistic answer is also no.
Okay, sorry.
So like when that changes, the answer is still going to be no.
If you have any problems, you can contact Owen, our dear friend Owen. You know how to contact him. And question 6: why podcasts over YouTube videos? Very good question, Owen. Daryl,
I am not camera ready most of the time. I look like I live outside a lot of the time, and so if there's any opportunity for me to not put my body or face in front of a camera where other people can see it, I'm going to take that opportunity and just sprint with it, is what I'm going to do. Plus, podcasting is so much easier. I don't have to work on editing like myself. And you do a lot of weird shit when you're on camera that you don't notice, like moving or stuff. Like I do a weird thing where I crack my knuckles a lot whenever I'm thinking. And so that would look weird on camera. Plus, I don't want to show people my room. Like, you need a really safe, clean... Like, you don't want a shit where you need a nice, clean recording space if you're going to do it on camera so it looks very professional. And I think it's just a lot easier because I can just buy a mic, put it in my computer, and record for a podcast. For a camera, I got to set it up. I got to clean my room, make sure that's not messy. I got to do all this stuff. Plus, it wouldn't play as well with the Skype calls with Aaron. Like, because how would we record this? Because my webcam looks trash. It looks like an Android camera, so...
yeah, also
I wouldn't... Yeah, it wouldn't... It's just a lot simpler to do podcasts, and I think it's... I wouldn't say cheap. Well, cameras are expensive, so, like, buying a camera and then setting it up with the audio and stuff would be kind of a bitch. Plus, I don't have good video editing software on here. I was hoping to, like, get a camera this year, though.
Podcasting is fun. YouTube videos, I don't think we would... Like, what would we even do for YouTube videos? Like,
yeah, exactly.
we don't have we don't have a shtick for that. Podcast, we found a shtick. We have a niche. We know what we're doing here. So, I think that's why we're best off with a podcast for now. I mean,
the
YouTube
closest
videos
we're gonna get is streaming on Twitch.
It'd be a fun venture to do later. Oh yeah, we do stream on Twitch, kinda.
We do stream like whenever I'm bored and my friends don't feel like streaming, I stream.
Yeah, I'd like to stream seriously, though, Daryl. We never actually stream. Like, we say we stream, but it's literally just clicking the button on Xbox that says stream now, instead of, like, being dedicated, getting a video card and all that.
Well, what do you have to do for that? Like, I'll I'll stream for real. Just what
Well,
games
you gotta
are we gonna
purchase an
stream?
Elgato. You gotta like try to spread the word. I mean, basically the same as a podcast, except people
Would I
need to
use
watch it
my,
live, so we're gonna have even less viewers.
Yeah, would I get to use my patented catchphrase that I've been using for years, PewDiePie?
Yeah, your patented catchphrase.
My
like that
trademark catchphrase.
freaking
yeah.
YouTuber stole. Oh my gosh, I hate that Swedish guy, man. He always says PewDiePie.
Yeah, that was
That's
mine. I said
Daryl's
that, like,
catchphrase.
dude, we were chilling in like 7th grade when we first met. I was like playing this game on my phone and I was like, PewDiePie! And like, that's how me and Aaron met. And he was like, damn, that's a good catchphrase, bro. What are you playing? And then he watched me play in that game on my phone for hours. And that was like the first time anyone had seen a Let's Play or a real, like, watched another game or play a game. And
Yeah.
I basically
We did
invented the
start
genre.
that. We
But
did.
it's whatever.
And I'm pretty upset that guy, Felix from Sweden, took Daryl's catchphrase. So if he ever hears this, let me tell you, Felix, you are in deep trouble with the Free Socks podcast. All right?
You're not getting any free socks ever.
Never,
like,
ever.
Banned. And no song
Absolutely
you like
not.
is ever gonna. You're not allowed to listen to the song of the week.
Absolutely
You're not. You're banned.
Sorry, not
Okay.
sorry, Felix. And with that, number 7 from Owen. What place are you going to get your ears pierced? I'm not sure
Claire's.
what that means.
Claire's.
Okay, Claire's. Yeah, Claire's
Yeah.
in the Victor Valley Mall. All right, cool, Claire's.
I actually
cool.
have no idea. I have to find a place to like go get that done, but I don't know.
I think most
Is it
tattoo
Claire's?
places do it.
Yeah, I know tattoo places do it. I don't want to go in there and be like, can I get my ears pierced? I feel like I'll sound like an idiot.
Yeah, Daryl. Yeah, you definitely won't look like an idiot in Claire's, so you should probably go there instead. Yeah, you definitely won't look like an idiot getting your ears pierced after the 7-year-old girl gets hers pierced. Way to go, Daryl. Good thinking.
You're right. I'll go to the tattoo place. I mean, you still got to get a tattoo of our logo. I don't care.
No,
You
I'm
got
not,
to-
Daryl.
You need
You
to.
can't just tweet stuff like that, man.
Draw
I
a
never
logo.
consented to that. I'm
Find
not
a logo
getting a
that
tattoo.
you're comfortable with, and then just put free socks.
I mean, I don't even plan getting a tattoo as it is. I just don't plan on doing that ever.
You
My
don't plan
body's
on
a
ever getting a
temple, Daryl.
tattoo? I've been
My
thinking
body's a
about getting
temple. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a tattoo segment on the next episode. With that, we're gonna have to get on to the next question because of time constraints. Question 8. How much does it cost to pierce your ears? No idea. I'm sure.
Some places are free, but you have to buy the earrings. So the
I
earrings are
assume
what cost,
that
but the
this is
piercing.
Claire's you're talking about, Daryl.
It is
Let's be real
clears.
here.
But I'm thinking it's like I think it's like $20. It can't be more than $20 to get them pierced and then buy the earring. Like, I don't think that whole process costs too much.
Yikes! That sounds pretty naive of you to be thinking, Daryl. But let's see. Are you gonna get one ear pierced or both ears pierced? That's a good question, Daryl. You could go for the pirate look, especially if you get one hoop on one ear, throw on an eye patch.
That's what I was thinking. If I was
Yeah.
gonna do the hoop, I was thinking I'd just do one. But I think I'm gonna go with both, and then just have
You
two
could change your
sets, and then,
signature
like,
catchphrase to "Arg, matey."
That's not gonna be my catchphrase. Who even says that? When would I bust
Pirates,
out that
Daryl.
catchphrase? In what context can I be like "arg, matey"?
In any context, definitely more often than you can say "PewDiePie."
Well, that's my catchphrase for when I'm streaming video games. So
Okay, you could always say that if you're streaming the video game Sea of Thieves, which we could talk about on the podcast during the gaming segment if we want, but literally anytime. You say "Arg, matey" anytime. I literally say it whenever I feel like it. It's really fun to say. Try it.
which game did you think was more fun? That pirate game Black Week that we got on Steam, or Sea of Thieves?
Sea of Thieves, definitely. Well, it was fun to play with like all of our friends on Black Week, and it was fun playing Sea of Thieves with my friends too, but like only Owen and Josh had that game, so that part kind of sucked. And Sea of Thieves is just a way cleaner, more refined game, so it's hard to even compare the two.
Hmm.
But Black
Like-
Week was fun.
What's the premise? Like, it's just sort of like roaming and exploring, right? Is there
Yeah.
a mission system?
You get like these little like scrolls with missions on it, and the missions are like they're pretty easy, but they're really fun, and the world's just like really like pretty, so it's fun to like explore. And then there's like they've added a lot of content updates, so there's like a kraken and like a big shark and stuff that's like really cool. I guess I haven't really played since launch, but it's a fun game.
Yeah. Let me know, like, because I might get Game Pass I've been thinking about getting Game Pass, so I might get that and then just get Sea of Thieves. But I have a very finite amount of games I can have on this Xbox because it does not have a lot of memory. So
That's why you need an external hard drive, Daryl.
how much do those run?
Prime Day, you could get like a nice one for $50, like probably 2 or 3 terabytes for $50.
I don't need that
Prime
many.
Day.
I don't need them. I need maybe just a few hundred more gigs, because I'm not trying to fill up the Xbox. You know.
All right, Daryl, I'm just telling you. I think I have a 2 or 3 terabyte, and it's so nice. Like, I don't ever worry about not having enough space. But yeah, chew on that.
But like, also, if I'm ever getting like a solo game, I'm just gonna get it for PS4 because I have that's what my PS4 is for.
Well, yeah, me too. Actually, yeah, that's definitely true. And with that, we're going to question 10 from Owen. Mm-hmm. When can I expect my free socks? That's an interesting question, Owen. That's
because we don't know if Owen's going to get the free socks. We have to get to the end of the month.
We've had pretty good questions. Actually, I can't remember any of our questions.
I remember Noah's and Logan's, and that's it. And
Noah's was pretty funny.
It's funny to us. I don't know if it played for other listeners, but I thought it was nice.
Yeah, right now, I think Owen might be beating Noah, though. I think
Owen's
Owen
in
might
the
have
lead.
a slight edge.
Owen's in the lead because he had some pretty thoughtful questions, and we did talk about them.
And it's not at all because we
time.
like Owen more than Noah, just so you know, Noah. It's not at all for that reason.
I shouldn't have laughed. That threw off the fake thing we were trying, that made it seem insincere, but we're being 100% sincere. Aaron just did something really funny. There's also a guy, right behind him, and I don't know.
Daryl, can you stop? All right, listeners. So Daryl likes to do this thing on Skype. He likes to act like we're in one of those horror movies, Unfriended or whatever, and act like there's a person standing behind me in my camera, and it freaks me the fuck out every time, and I hate it. I get really scared for no reason. No reason. He's done this several times now.
I thought he was fucking kidding the first time. He ducked down and looked behind him so fast. He looked so fucking... I thought he was bullshitting me for, a full minute. Because he was just you can't even see. He just ducked out and looked back, so panicked. And I thought he was kidding. And he was like, oh my god.
I was not kidding. I've seen two... Okay, I haven't seen very many scary movies. But one that I have seen with my friends... Tyler, Cam, and Paul, shout out all of them. We watched this movie on Netflix called The Den. Mm-hmm. And good God. It probably wasn't that scary to regular horror film watchers, but I don't watch horror films. And we watched this movie, and it scared the shit out of me, dude. They had all kinds of stuff like that. People on camera coming up behind them. Daryl, I've been checking behind me. It's not going to work. It's absolutely not going to work. That was a very convincing look you just had on our Skype call. All right, this is not going to
worked, though. If you hadn't been checking behind you, it would have worked. It wouldn't.
Yeah, if you maybe started with that, it might have worked. But it's definitely never going to work now, not even next week. But this is not going to be good content for our audio listeners, so let's move on now, Daryl, from this silly thing that's been haunting me.
Okay, so we haven't talked about movies this whole episode.
We just talked about the movie The Den on Netflix. Don't watch it unless you...
Which is an excellent segue. An excellent, amazing segue into the movies that I'm very excited to see in the next coming months. And I might even see one tomorrow.
Oh yeah? What are you going to see?
The movie. I might see Slender, because Slender... Is Slender out?
I can't tell you. I don't watch horror films, Daryl.
If Slender's out, then I'm probably going to see that, because the
Slender
people who make
Man?
the best horror film...
Slender Man?
Yeah, Slender Man. It's they made a Slender Man movie finally, but basically it's made by Blumhouse Productions, and those people make the best horror movies. They did the Conjuring and all those movies that make me. They're gonna make The Nun. That movie, I watched the trailer for it. I visibly jumped in the theater from how scared I was.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the trailer for that too. I hated it.
Yeah, no, I hate that.
It's very scary.
Because they don't do the jump scare thing. They have the jump scare thing, and then they're like, okay, now what are you going to do? Because this monster's just going to get you. It's just going to chase you down and get you, and we're going to make you watch. It's not just, jump scare cutaway. It's no, run. Run. It's grabbed you. Run. It's like one of those horror video games. Where the monster gets you a bunch, and you're supposed to, figure out, I don't know how to get out of this. It's that scary. And I'm so hyped, because I'm going to have nightmares forever.
Yeah, I'm not into that. I did recently see the silly spy movie with Mila Kunis and that girl from SNL.
Oh, Kate McKinnon. Yeah, dude, how was that?
It was okay.
Nice.
I wasn't too into it. The weirdest part of it to me was Kate McKinnon. Her character got mad because someone called her a little much. Like, why are you upset about that? You are a little much. Like, I didn't understand why she was upset. She was called a little much.
Like, literally, that's it. That's all. Like, verbatim. You're a little much.
Yeah. And she was really upset about it. It's like the most emotional part of the movie was when she got upset about that.
That's hilarious.
It was one of those comedies that are just, it's whatever.
I actually listened
like
to Dak Shepard's podcast, and they did the Mila Kunis interview, and she talks about that movie. And she said...
Oh, does she?
Yeah, she has like...
Well, I guess they would have been filming around the time that she did the podcast, so it makes sense.
No, because it just came out around the time. So yeah, no, like the podcast is new, but like she was like, yeah, we did some of our own stunts on that, and like she said, it was like a real blast. But,
that's good. I like Mila Kunis. She's cool. I liked her on That 70s Show and Family Guy, of course. Gotta love her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she's a bad actress. I think I just don't really care for Kate McKinnon or whatever her name is. She's just... I don't find her brand of humor funny.
I think she's kind of... I think it depends on what she's doing, but I think she's pretty funny. What do I like? Oh, yeah, the new Venom movie had another trailer.
Oh, yeah. That movie looks...
That movie's going to be amazing.
I feel like we already talked about this on the podcast.
I couldn't tell you. I have the memory of a fruit fly.
As do I. But yeah, that movie looks great. The Winnie the Pooh movie... It's
going to be more... It's looking like it's going to be PG-13, so Sony can get Spider-Man in the future ones.
That sucks. But, Daryl, the Winnie the Pooh movie, Christopher Robin...
That movie looks so sad. It looks so fucking sad.
The movie does look sad, but I really regret I watched the Spy movie instead of that movie, because that movie just looks so much better.
It didn't do
regardless
well
of whether or not I'm
critics didn't like it that much, but I think that movie looks tight.
I think so too, Daryl. What else is out recently or coming soon?
I don't know. Was MoviePass dead yet?
I'm canceling my membership before it renews. The next time it's supposed to auto-renew this month, I'm canceling. I'm pretty sad about it, but at the same time, I'm just tired of their BS.
What did they change this time? Did they change anything else besides the picture thing?
Just now you can only see 3 movies a month. They finally implemented that, so I'm pretty upset about that. And they had the peak showing thing, which I think they got rid of, but now it's certain showings for movies they straight up don't show up. It's terrible.
Yeah, that sucks.
I'm just over it.
I don't know. I'm just sort of I enjoyed the ride of MoviePass, but listen, guys, you knew this was a crash and burn product. You showed people how long you could last. Enjoy just let it die. Let it die. Start another MoviePass.
I'm not upset about it. I expected it. It's just a bummer.
Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, I don't know. The new Godzilla movie's also doing some shit. I don't think a trailer's out yet, but I think they released some set photos, and Godzilla's supposed to be big as shit. It's not... That one's gonna cross over with King Kong, right?
I couldn't tell you, Daryl.
I think that one is. The Kong universe and the Godzilla universe are set in the same cinematic universe.
Haven't they already had that crossover?
Well, yeah, on movies before, yeah, but, not with the new franchises. So, it's a relaunch of both, Kong Skull Island and Godzilla. Those are both in the same cinematic universe.
Oh, so it's studio. That Kong?
Yeah. Kong Skull Island.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
That's why they made Kong so much bigger in that one. He's way bigger than he was in the first one.
Man.
He's way bigger than T-Rexes and shit. He could just eat a T-Rex. But
T-Rexes exist in that universe, right?
I think it's more giant lizard things. They're not exactly T-Rexes, but it's the same type of bullshit.
Jeez.
It's cool, though. And also, I really hope that Pacific Rim, I know they can't because of all the kaiju stuff, but, it'd be sick if Pacific Rim was also in that universe, and Godzilla's just sort of don't worry, I'm one of you. I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
That would be awesome, but that's so far-fetched. That would be cool, though.
Because I know, the whole franchise is super far-fetched. Those movies are meant to just be awesome and nothing else. It's just supposed to be oh my god, giant robot, fuck yeah.
Well, every movie in like that genre, like, oh my god, giant dinosaur, oh my god, giant lizard, oh my god, giant anything, like Rampage with Dwayne the
Yeah.
Rock Johnson, like, there's no substance to that movie. It's just giant things.
The thing I've noticed about those movies is they are audio masterpieces. Like the things they do to make those monsters seem real. Like when you see them in like the IMAX with the surround sound, it's like the ultimate movie watching experience. Like they're built like the sound team definitely carries those movies.
Absolutely, they do a good job. They earn their money.
Yeah, that's the whole reason I got a soundbar. Like the first movie I watched was Godzilla when I got my soundbar.
Oh, nice. You have a subwoofer?
I do not have a subwoofer. I need one.
I have a subwoofer with my soundbar. Man, it makes the difference.
Yeah, no, it's got like hella bass, doesn't it? It's like, like I'm not gonna try and do the Godzilla roar, but because it's more of a screech now.
I'm sure the viewers would like that, Daryl. I'm sure the viewers would like that core.
Like it's so many different tones, and I'm not even gonna get close.
It was a good try, but if someone wants to hear that, find a way to put that into the form of a question and send it in to givemefreesocks@gmail.com. You could probably win free socks for that question. Who knows?
Yeah, honestly, if the question is funny or thoughtful, like if the question fills dead space that we would have, we're more likely to pick it. Owen had a lot of good questions that took up a lot of time, so that's why he's in the lead. If it's just a yes or no question, guess what? Probably not gonna get picked for the free socks. But the socks also, another thing I should say about the socks, they change every month, and once I decide who the winner is, I pick the socks based on you. So you could even send in like a suggestion for what type of socks to get, because I already told everybody the website joyofsocks.com, that's where I'm getting them. And so you could be like, I'm into superheroes, or I like these type of socks, or I want like thigh highs, or I want like cool sporty socks with sayings on them, or I want stripes or whatever. Like I pick the socks kind of based on what I think you might like, and then I send it straight to you. And then I gotta check in with that girl to see if she got her socks, because I want to know how long it takes to ship. But I'm pretty sure she has them by now.
Hopefully, our first sock winner. I don't think
Katrina.
Yeah. Yes. Good for her, man, and good for whoever wins our August socks. Keep sending in those questions. You won't be disappointed. It's not a very high bar right now to win free socks, so come on.
No, it's not. Also, I toyed around with the idea of maybe sending off some Song of the Week CDs in with the socks after we get to a certain amount of Song of the Weeks. Like after a certain amount of episodes, I'll start filling up these custom mixtape CDs with fun playlists of Song of the Weeks, bonus content that we cut from the episode, which is going to be very little. And like if we ever get around to writing a song, that's going to be on that mix CD. So keep an eye out for that, because those might be coming. If those sound interesting to you, send in a question at givemefreesocks.com or the Twitter at thefreesocks.
Or you can also send in your questions to our Twitter, direct message or whatever, you know.
You can DM me on Twitter. You can DM the official Free Socks Twitter. Or you can just tweet them out, like whatever. We'll put them in. And
do it however you want, guys.
As long as you contact us with a question.
Feedback.
Yeah, as long as you contact us with a question, we will probably talk about it. Even if it's a stupid one, we might make fun of you for it, but like, we'll say it. We'll bring it up. You're on a podcast now. Like, you're immortalized in sound, baby. Welcome to the fucking show.
Yeah, welcome to the heckin' show. And with that, guys...
Aaron, the podcast is tagged explicit. Say an F word right now.
I can't, Daryl.
Say the F word.
Daryl, do you really want me to make 2 Guardians of the Galaxy films, Daryl, and not be able to direct the third?
But they'll use your script, and they're in talks to bring you back as like a head writer instead of a director. So hey, seriously, they're doing that with James Gunn. But seriously,
are they really?
Yeah,
I heard that Dave Bautista said he wouldn't do the film if they didn't use James Gunn's script.
They're using his script, and they're talking about reconciling with him and bringing him back in less leadership direction, like on the set, but like still pretty important.
Wow,
so it might not be the director.
I'd love that. That'd be great. Listen to future podcast people if you want to hear more about that.
Yeah, I'll give you the James Gunn watch to see if he ever gets his career back on track. That'll be a fun segment.
That'd be good for him. I'd be happy for him.
All right, now let's do real quick a grind my gears segment. Aaron, what's something you hate more than anything in the world? What grinds your gears?
Okay, how about you say what grinds your gears first? I wasn't prepared for this.
What grinds your gears? And you have to answer before you answer. You have to answer with this phrasing. You know what really grinds my gears is, and then you say what grinds your gears.
You know what really grinds my gears is when somebody asks me a question and I'm not prepared to answer it. That sure grinds my gears, Daryl. Sure does.
That grinds his gears. That just freaks his little bean. All right, listen. It's been a real blast recording this podcast with you. Me and Aaron are probably going to keep talking on Skype a little bit after this, but this is the end. Wait. Please like and subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and recommend it to friends so our subscriber count and our plays go up, because we could make moolah, and more moolah means more socks and also better mics, so we have even more quality. You hear these crickets in the background? You're gonna, and you wouldn't if I had a better mic. So listen. You don't even pay anything. You just tell your friends about it, and then the studio pays us. So that'd be cool.
Guys, and also check out the song of the week. It's Fine by After Hours off their new EP, Park Bench. Check them out. It's a good song.
They're a pretty solid band. Also check out Bad Moves, Cool Generator. Pretty solid song.
All of our songs of the week. We'd love to make a compilation of all these songs if you guys want it. We'd love to give it to you. So let us know on Twitter, at the email, wherever you'd like, guys.